Hello and welcome to Coping with Donald. I'm Phil. This will be my second video of the day, and it was something that I said at the end of the first one that made me want to make this one. First of all, well, no, not first of all. This is basically if you want to share how Trump has affected your financial life at all, please comment below. This is how Trump has affected my financial life going forward. Um, Besides the fact that I worry about the solvency of Social Security, I'm just going to talk about things that are actually happening and are definitely going to continue to happen. And it's really one thing. On a on a day to day, on a day-to-day basis in the United States, Donald Trump hasn't affected my life yet monetarily at all, except cast doubt on the future. Um, I would say that the stock market is a little bit concerning, especially since Donald Trump continues to seem to be manipulating it and giving people heads up beforehand. Even just this Friday, he came out at 3:45 or something, or 3:15. He said, "Oh, I'm going to send troops over, blah blah blah." And then he came out at 5:15 and said, "Well, we're probably going to be done in a few minutes." And this causes the price of oil to fluctuate like crazy. Oil is supposed to be used as a hedge by people that use a lot of oil, by airlines. Um, they can hedge the price of oil, and if oil goes up, it will decrease the impact on their fuel prices because they have a hedge against it. And when it's going up and down like a yo-yo, it's not doing what it's meant to do. By the way, anybody notice gold going down? It's like gold is down like 15, 16% since the war started or something like that. Um, but when for example, the market basically at 345 was at its low yesterday. And then turned around, started to go up, and then went up into the after hours and then leveled out when Trump said, "Oh, we're going to be out of there really quickly." I mean, it had gone down the last 3 days. It had gone down badly on Friday. Friday was a very bad day for the stock market. And then it goes up in the after hours. And then the next day, Trump, on Saturday, bombs a lot of key areas in Iran, almost making it a certainty that things will keep going on and get worse and result in the Strait of Hormuz. I have to think of it every time. Uh, Squeezing out less and less oil, basically. So, if nothing else were to happen till Monday morning, you would expect the stock market to go back down again on Monday because it just looks like even a longer war and even higher oil prices. Saudi Arabia says oil could reach $180 a gallon. Basically, almost double what it is right now. Okay? You think gas prices are bad now? I think if it got to 180, I think oil would be the gas would be about $6.57 a gallon. If you're ready to pay that, what would diesel be? Oh my gosh, 850. Truckers are going nuts right now. But anyway, this is actually, it looks like he manipulates stuff, and that probably hurts a lot of people. I wouldn't say it's hurt me so much based on my form of trading, but I bet you it's. I know my friend, my good friend, who lives about 20 miles away. It's not helping her. I see some columns on YouTube or comments on YouTube, videos of people, the ones that have like, I retired with $500,000 in stocks, and I'm only 60, so I don't get Social Security for 2 years. I don't get Medicare for 5 years. What should I do? And they seem to be frazzled. But I'll tell you how it affects me the most. Actually affects me the most. I have a situation in retirement that basically, if I wanted to just basically do nothing, which is okay by me, to be honest, I don't have any dragons to slay out there or anything. But if I basically just want to relax and chill, I'll be fine. I should be fine. If I'm not fine, then I really blew it. Okay? But I have this dream, and this dream was to buy a place abroad, maybe South America, maybe Italy, maybe far east. Well, yeah, Southeast Asia, somewhere in there. You know, a place kind of like I have here, and it would cost maybe, I don't know, 50, 70,000, 70 or $80,000, something like that. To that end, I've been trying to save it up in the 2 years since I've been retired, and I don't have what I would hope I would have at this point saved up for that. And part of that is my own stupidity, and part of that is Donald Trump. But the thing that really squashes my dream about owning a second home, which I consider big shot stuff, okay? When you own a second home, it doesn't even matter. It could be a shed. It's big shot in another country to me. But in truth, we're not wanted in other countries anymore. Americans are not wanted, and they don't like us. I wonder why. Why? Who could have made such a bad impression on other countries that they don't like us? But not just that, and not just the savings stumble that I've had since retirement. To be honest, the big problem for me is the way the dollar's been falling, and the dollar is falling for structural reasons, and mostly because Donald Trump keeps passing bills that increase our spending and decrease the amount of revenue that comes in. So his rich buddies don't pay taxes, basically, and that crushes the dollar. Now, if you are in this country, you still feel it too. Because if the dollar right now is down roughly 10% since when Trump took office. And that would mean that every product that comes into the United States would be 10% more, including big ticket items such as air conditioners, cars, washing machines, refrigerators. To bring these things, and electronics, to bring these things into the United States is now roughly 10% more if the cost gets fully passed on to the consumer. Add in the tariffs, and it becomes even a lot more expensive. The thing about trying to think about living in Italy or Brazil or Argentina, Trump's buddy, or Vietnam, Cambodia, someplace like that. The difficulty is that part of the attraction used to be I can live a lot better because things are less expensive. But when you're getting less of that local currency for your dollar, that's a huge expense right off the bat. And the financial argument gets less and less feasible. Even if you're going to live there all the time. So it gets to the point where I would go and visit anyway first before I would do something like that, buy a place. But it's, maybe I could go on vacation 3 months out of the year or something, but it's just less and less probable as I age, especially. And that's because of Donald Trump and the policies that he's put into place that have dunked on the US dollar. The US dollar's only been going up the past few days because people are so scared about what's going to happen in the economy in the Middle East. It's not because the dollar's strong. Okay? As if Trump said, we're getting out of the Middle East tomorrow, I apologize to Iran, we'll help you build up and all that, blah, blah, blah. the dollar would deflate so fast right now. I think when I was looking into Thailand a couple of years ago, around the time I retired, uh, there were times where you could get 36 Thai baht per US dollar. Right now, it's 32 and a half, I believe. You can see the difference. You give them $1,000 instead of getting 36,000 Thai baht, you get 32,500 Thai baht. So that's how Donald's affected my dreams. But to be honest, I mean, it's to the point where if he makes it worse, I'd be better off staying here, as crappy as it is here. The only thing I hate about this place is the overt racism and all that. Also, they make visas very hard in other countries. They do not want us there. So he's changed my life in a way, but at least I'm not scared of how to exist like so many in this country now are. Or to have to go to at it without health insurance. Or to, because I'm on Medicare right now. That would be the deal breaker. If Donald Trump somehow, or somebody in the future, ends Medicare and just says it's not a program anymore, that would get me to another country because then the savings would be immense. That would probably be the number one thing that, not, and I'm not saying to help me, okay? Believe me, that would be devastating to the United States. But to push me over there, for sure. That would be number one. Well, anyway, I don't cry about it because to me, it's so minor compared to what other people are going through. On a financial level, on an ice level, people that are now sending their sons overseas and they're scared to death. And for what? To not talk about Epstein? Really? I mean, there's just so many areas. The farmers that have been hurt, the truckers that have been hurt. Who voted for him, by the way? Um, where are we going to get our food from? I feel terrible when farmers actually plow their fields and just discard them, like say potatoes or something. I'm like, dude, just run a YouTube thing and box the potatoes and send them to people. You know, you'll probably be better off. But anyway, as Trump would say himself, it is what it is. Let's try to get the madman out, even if it's Vance. Even if it's Rubio. That's really going low. But that would be better. That would be better. This has been another Coping with Donald. I'm Phil. Have a great day.